Stu, you've been over this, and clearly this person is getting into a little bit.
Let's go. We gotta chase.
Down at this point.
Right, that's we're going to use some of the.
They're launched. Okay, we're launched.
Skyfox, just kind of getting a glance at what's going on in there. It does.
We get the volume fixed for you guys. Oh God.
Read on what that logo is on the car, and possibly get some how this vehicle was stolen. I don't know if this was a.
Let's crank up the volume.
Opportunity, meaning that maybe somebody was using this as.
Good morning, mother.
That van is being used for, and
good morning.
Somebody saw this vehicle running.
Thank you.
Crime of opportunity, or if this was a planned type
I gotta put a thumbnail to this bitch.
This is even somebody that this person knows that just took the vehicle without permission. But at this point, they're calling this stolen. This has been a full-on pursuit. California Highway Patrol may be getting into the mix.
I don't
right
like
now.
when you scream at your mouth. It's disturbing to me. I'm so tired of it.
Trying to figure out what they're planning on doing. The LAPD's basically telling the units on the ground that they can follow right now until the California Highway it up. As far as re-engaging the pursuit, meaning getting right behind it, turning on those lights and sirens, right now they're saying no. You can see the LAPD right there. Don't want to lose our vehicle. It's got the logo on the side, but they seem to have just passed. So maybe they have been told basically just back off.
Good morning, mother. Bro, I was trying to figure out what we're gonna do today. I was like on the phone with Mo. I don't know what. I don't know this, and all of a sudden, I got the notification. Man, I start scrambling, running, yelling, screaming.
Behind it, try to pull it over if this is going to become a full-blown pursuit once again.
So it does look like this driver is by himself in this vehicle, at least from this vantage point. Obviously, it's a little, the windows are a bit tinted and we have no idea if anyone's in the back. What we can tell so far, and very just casually cruising along.
You guys could help me out with the lights, please.
Judging by the body language
there, it
doesn't seem to be all that concerned with what's going on. I am talking about the holiday travel and how people are on the roads. It looks like it's pretty open for this time of the morning, 9:32 right now. It could have been a very different situation. It is concerning because, we always talk about this. The people who are on the road with this driver have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Wake up.
That's right. No idea what's going on. And sometimes these drivers can drive so recklessly, but this one seems to be just trying to blend into the traffic, which isn't really going to work. We're looking at it, and I'm sure the LAPD is keeping an eye on it as well. Right now, though, just kind of moving along at a slow pace there, and he does seem to have maybe venture to say a little tension going on just by the hand movements as he's making his way here on the South 405. The traffic goes, it is starting to build up right there, and you can see the California Highway Patrol working with the LAPD right there, one of the motorcycle units. So I would venture to say that motorcycle unit knows that that's the car and that this is the suspect that they're looking for. Again, these officers, it all works in a command type of situation. Go off on their own, try to pull this vehicle over. They're going to be working with their supervisors. They're going to make decisions on if they're going to try to pull this person over, how they're going to handle it. But right now, tracking mode seems to be the safest thing to do. If this driver just stays in this normal type of driving pattern, this
sucks. The pause is kind of annoying.
Of they're going to follow it till it pulls over, and then they'll see what happens. But again, LAPD all over out there. You can see a number of them there as well. Those officers talking to the California Highway Patrol.
I'm streaming in 1080, right? Not 480.
Somebody's got to make that call. Are they going to get behind it? What are they going to do with this van?
Yeah, the good news is that we have not seen this driver, the suspect inside this stolen vehicle that police are pursuing right now, driving erratically. So
driver just stays in
the not going at a high rate of speed at this point.
So we got a stolen vehicle.
Not driving erratically, going into other lanes, or really hurting any of the other cars or drivers along that stretch of freeway. But yeah, when he sees those black and whites behind him, and now he is going into the shoulder where it looks like there's some construction, Stu.
Well, we're seeing him speed up just a little bit. I just pulled up the map there, or the speedometer for folks at home, and he's actually in that construction zone, and it does look like definitely trying to move a little bit faster, get a little bit distance between him and some of those other officers. There's one of the California Highway Patrol. I haven't had enough time with my scanner to open up some banks, but it does look like that California Highway Patrol has been cleared to get by. And you can see this may become a full-blown pursuit once again. That driver in that construction hope there is no construction going on, as he's definitely going to be endangering some of those workers.
Wake
but right
up.
now, just
It's
moving
the
a little bit
other
faster than
month.
traffic speed,
Wake up,
only
wake
about
up,
45
wake up.
miles an hour. But still, if he collides with somebody that's standing still, that could be a
That could be
very
devastating.
dangerous situation. And you can see
And also
California Highway
exhilarating at the
Patrol
same
re-engaging
time.
this pursuit right now as we're making our way southbound on the.
All right. So we got an early morning chase, man. Welcome. Well, it's afternoon really, but early afternoon chase. I was shocked, bro, because there wasn't even any kind of time. There wasn't like a. Usually it's like, oh, there's a chase and maybe the helicopter will get there. This was just like, boom, there's a chase. I'm like, oh. So I'm excited. Hopefully it's a good chase, man. Good morning. If you guys can hit the like button, share the video if you like. I need to share this on Instagram. Good morning. I was actually kind of planning what we were gonna do today, trying to figure it out. I was on a rabbit hole last night. I was up to like 5 a.m.
A little bit higher because
Good
of LAPD.
morning.
We have to
Wake
give them their space that they need to work. But
I missed
that's
your live
probably
stream.
the best we're going to be able to get and see what it's
I
trying
missed
to
it.
say. But you can clearly see the driver there now starting to use the mirrors.
Oh,
both
okay, I
hands
like
on the
that.
Wheels. So they are.
I wonder if the
just gonna
website's
keep this
smoother.
pursuit going. There's a
Doc's
phone
website.
number there as
Right.
well. Hopefully they won't get inundated with phone calls as we're putting it on television right now.
I know it's likely a business. That's what I see.
Oh, they're skipping
is
as well.
that-
Okay.
What Fit for Life? The Fit for
Oh,
Life.
okay, that's
Fit
promo.
Fit for Life.
Fit for
Okay.
Life 1.
Let's look that up. Fit for Life 1. What is that?
It's-
Fit.
Maybe it's some
Somebody
sort
call
of
a number. I'm just kidding. Don't
exercise
call.
or food delivery.
Fit for Life
But,
1.
right now, that the driver of that van does not probably.
They got a
venture to say
website,
has
Fit for
nothing to
Life
do with
1.
Fit for Life, and again is running from the California Highway Patrol. This pursuit on once again southbound 405 freeway. The speed's nominal.
They got a
meaning
website, they got an
what
Instagram.
the flow of traffic's doing, and hopefully they'll stay
Yeah,
out
I
of that
see them.
construction zone. But
I'm
this,
fit for the
driver
life.
just
I'm
venturing
looking
to
for a
say,
better life in my
buying
life.
his time, just keeping away from the
Let's
law
get fit for
enforcement.
life together.
And you can see the driving.
The website doesn't work though.
Normal. I would just leave
there we
it
go,
at
it's working
that
now.
right now. I'd give him a normal for the driving techniques. But again, this is
The
a
fitness
stolen
website.
vehicle. That driver took that car. You don't know what could happen next, and also
Some
what
gangsta
else
promo,
is going
okay.
on with that. This vehicle, California Highway Patrol, they're the ones in pursuit.
I know,
LAPD
folks. Too
still
old
has
for
a
5 a.m.
helicopter
I don't know
above
how
making
I'm
the
like
calls.
functional, but I feel energetic.
Okay, so it looks
Crazy.
like this is a business out of Southgate, at least by the name of it, and the phone number seems to match. So this is maybe on Paramount Boulevard, Southgate. This,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just trying to piece it all together. But that civilian that
California.
called in and was following this
Oh,
vehicle,
civilian was following him?
you know, you wonder, did they see the in front
Yeah,
of
it's on
them?
Paramount
How
Boulevard.
were they clued in, right, as to the fact that this was a stolen
Right.
vehicle?
Right, and you know, the one thing that I'm thinking is you know, even if this was a person that saw it or was
bother.
perhaps the owner of that vehicle, how
Maury,
did they
good
get
morning.
into a vehicle so fast to be able to? But there's a lot of questions going on there. But one of the questions I have right now is why is he starting to pick up a lot of speed? We're starting to this is about as fast as we've seen
me
this
take some
vehicle
medicine.
going since
Some
we have
water.
been over it. The traffic very light out here in the
Wake up.
Fountain Valley area on the southbound 405. That one CHP unit, 2 CHP units right now, right behind it, those lights and sirens, at least warning the public that something may be going on. But this vehicle tends to be in the carpool or the number 1 lane. So those are going to be usually the thing that I always used to say is the carpool is not the super fast lane, but is tending to be the ones with the least traffic. So higher speeds right now. It is exactly freeway speed right now as we're making our way still southbound on the 405, and we're going to still be in the Fountain Valley area, but speed's definitely increasing as this van's trying to create distance between him, California Highway Patrol, right behind him.
Yeah, a lot of the unknowns we're trying to figure out right now. We won't have answers for as to why he stole this vehicle, what was the intent, how he did it, and where this suspect is going now. Speeds going up to 100 miles per hour at one point right there, but overall not driving too erratically in terms of jeopardizing other people on the road at this point, but wide open right there as he makes his way onto the freeway into, I should say, Orange County, as we've been following him from the LA County area. And Stu, I know you've been overhead the whole time. And yeah, the good thing is that nobody has really been in danger at this point.
I thought it was over for a second. I don't know.
Nobody's been in danger at this point, and that driver seems to be pretty cognizant of what is going on out there.
Throwing up gang signs.
Window, at least there wasn't a gesture. I was waiting to pull back there, but definitely aware of what's going on. Not sure if he's using. Maybe some folks are calling him. I'm sure there's a lot of Fox viewers that are out there today watching this. But you can see that driver, 2 hands on the wheel, keeping an eye on the road. Guys. And it seems to be that this person is just taking for a drive right now, in his van for a drive. And of course, the California Highway Patrol, they are not as amused as we might be. They want to bring this thing to an end. And of course, when you have a stolen vehicle like
Imagine
this,
stealing a minivan, right?
Is possible. Damn, that driver right now might be.
Let me do the Instagram thing.
Driving very casually on the 405, but things could change up. If this vehicle gets blocked in, that driver might make some poor decisions, and that might put the public at risk. And that's what law enforcement always has to weigh these things out, and that might be the reason why the LAPD, I believe it was a lieutenant or sergeant, whoever it was, chain of command, basically said, no, we are not chasing this vehicle. We have the helicopter above it. We're just going to keep an eye on where it goes, and when it pulls, we'll see. But now the California Highway Patrol behind it, and they might have some different ideas on this. Is it going to be a pit maneuver? Is it going to be spike strips? Probably not, especially if he stays on the freeway.
Yeah, there's so much to consider, and public safety is number one, of course, in these types of situations. It does seem like this driver at times picks up speed and then just kind of slows down. Again, really, I guess the fact that the freeway is pretty much wide open is a little surprising.
Sick.
Well, it is a little. I've always kind of canned that saying, you know, pursuit traffic, is a lot of times we'll watch one of these pursuits on the freeway, and in spots where you'd think you're never going to get anywhere, there's going to be a ton of traffic, and then when they get there, it's always wide open. The one thing I got to say though about this vehicle, I'm keeping an eye on it, does seem to tend to like get closer to the wall, even though there's a lane there. He seems to be going into that construction area. See right there, but right now looks like
the video is skipping. Albert says, is the video skipping on your? Yeah, it's skipping. I also want to go check the YouTube page that they're streaming from, and it's doing the same thing. So there's nothing we can do. I don't think there's any other helicopters out there right now, so I'm keeping an eye if we get a better feed.
On the 405 southbound, going to pick them up right here once again, and I can tell you that we've entered the city of Costa Mesa, and this pursuit continuing on out here. California Highway Patrol right behind it, and again, lights and sirens. That's going to at least warn the public, but that van tends to be floating between the carpool or the number 1 lane and the number 2 lane as they're making our way.
Yeah, that sucks.
On the 405, solid in the Orange County area.
I thought at one point I did see a turn signal turn on from that stolen vehicle. Maybe I didn't see it correctly, but yeah, as he was changing lanes, I saw one point. But clearly, you know, each pursuit is very, very different. You never know the intent of the driver, where he's going, why he did this, what could be inside that vehicle, that minivan as well, because it is somebody's business. There could be product in there, meals, as you mentioned, or maybe fitness equipment. But yeah, the intent is really unknown in terms of why this suspect chose this minivan and then decided to take this joyride from LA all the way into Orange County right now, where the suspect is going to go. Now, why he's straddling these lanes. It looks like he's in the carpool lane, sometimes going into construction lanes. And, you know, the big thing is, when do they decide, okay, let this guy go? We'll keep an eye on him in another way and figure it out later, or to continue this pursuit?
Well, you know, right now, California Highway Patrol is taking over, and they have a vested interest. They actually have brought in the LAPD helicopter, dropped off, went back to work out in the Los Angeles area, and the California Highway Patrol has their own helicopter out here right now, and they're the ones that are making the calls and tracking this vehicle and working with the ground units. Are they going to go into tracking mode? I really haven't seen that in the past, especially with the California Highway Patrol. They tend to stay with it as long and bring it to an end with safety always
Good morning, man. Welcome. Make sure you guys hit like on the way in.
Picking up a lot of speed out here. Just
Me
starting
too.
to touch the 100-mile-an-hour mark. I'm sure that Honda
because I always thought California traffic would be worse.
But right now, that driver keeping it down just under the triple digits.
Every time I see a chase, most of the time it's like clear roads.
We just don't know. My curiosity is, and as you mentioned, is, you know, we'll try to find out. I don't know if we ever will. Who was that person following?
Shower, what's up?
What is the relationship going on here? How did this person steal that vehicle? Again, was it a crime of opportunity? Was it because there's something in that vehicle that person might have wanted? As you'd mentioned, if this might be Fitness for Life, could be a workout company. There could be workout.
Maybe there's pre-workout on that shit. I just had some pre-workout. It's the name of the company is Fit for Life One. It's on Paramount Boulevard in Southgate, California. This person stole the minivan, and I'm looking at the website. It's some sort of. I mean, I'm looking at their website was kind of having trouble, but the Instagram, it's a bunch of people on there like working out. All of our dreams have come true. And, you know, nothing against the company at all, but this is where the van was stolen from. I wonder if there, who knows, if the guy was selling equipment, some sort of, I don't know, who would do that? Steal gear. And it's like a lot of like, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is like special needs people or something too. That's the fucked up thing. That's what it kind of looks like a little bit. The website, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's just our dreams can come true. Yo, somebody just posted on their website a screenshot of the chase or something. I think on their Facebook page. I think he just posted that. All right, let's get back to this.
You know, anxiousness. He'll look in the mirror. He'll see those lights and sirens. He'll panic, and also,
oh, it is
for the officer.
Check this out. So, a health and fitness training company for adults with developmental disabilities. So, when I was looking on the Instagram, I thought like it kind of looked like maybe some people that had, you know, handicaps and stuff. And so when I went to their Facebook, that's literally what it is. So this person stole from a company that helps people with disabilities. What the F? What the F? Wow.
For a living, they do it for saving lives and keeping people safe. And so they are trained, and they are trained for all kinds of situations. And again, they are being as safe as possible while trying to bring this person
I can't even make this shit up.
And that safely without anybody getting hurt.
Can't see the driver. We had a good look at him, what appeared to be a man, at least. For a long time, even he put his hand out the window at some point. And again, we don't know if he's on the phone, if he's listening to us, perhaps, or scanner, and if he knows what's happening here. But clearly he knows he's being tailed by the CHP. But he raised that window up, and now we can't get a good look inside. But yeah. Don't know what he's thinking, where he's going, what he's doing, and why.
Amazing. You know, a lot of times we get that, you know, those questions is where is he going? What's he doing? Like that, we just don't honestly
so I don't know. They're going to say
nobody really does. I would even venture to say the driver of that car won't really know what he's doing. Right now, it's just a crime of opportunity.
Mental
he's
health.
going to continue southbound. He's probably going to stay ahead of the law enforcement as long as he can.
Rebecca.
The California Highway Patrol, they're going to stay behind him as long as they're allowed, or they feel that there's a safety issue for the public. And of course, there's property involved. They want to bring that
One
man
Night
back.
Flow says my nephew uses that company. He's 30 and autistic, lives in Orange County. Wow. So maybe this person didn't know what they were doing to steal from that place. I mean, I don't know.
Else, we might be, well, we are getting onto the 5 South right now, but that van continues to elude those officers in that carpool lane and just staying just
the thing with that minivan too. I don't know if they pit that shit. Can it roll over?
Stu, thank you. You stay up above and keep a track of things there as we continue to follow this pursuit. But we are going to take a break for a moment and turn to President Biden, who is reacting right now to the Supreme Court decision this morning, barring the use of affirmative action for college admissions. Let's listen in.
Rather, colleges
they changed it on the page too.
And every student,
hold on, let me try the app.
Has to meet those standards.
Jesus.
Then and only then, after first meeting the qualifications required by the school, do colleges look at other factors in addition to the grades.
We don't want to watch Biden.
The way it works in practice is this. Colleges first establish a qualified pool based on meeting a certain grade, test scores, and other criteria. Then and only then. Okay, we got KTLA. We got KTLA, guys. all
got
of whom
KTLA, boys. Here we go. Okay. Oh, Lord, thank God. What? They switched for Biden? No. They did something, by the way, if you the Biden thing, I think they're removing affirmative action in colleges, which I'm surprised. But I don't know what they're doing. Let me see. Affirmative action. Removed some shit? What? In a 6-3 decision written by the Chief Justice John Roberts, the High Court on Thursday struck down affirmative action in college admissions. The decision is limited to higher education and won't directly affect employers like Salesforce. What? I'm surprised. Affirmative action was banned by two top colleges. Wow. Bruh, they switched out for Biden? Bruh. Either for CNN, that's in the tanks and the shitter right now in the toilet. You know that CNN, I think they're selling CNN or something, and now that guy Zucker,
I'm
whatever,
not Frank.
the ex-CEO is planning, I think, to buy it back or something like that.
Freeway directly in front of us, where it basically separates the carpool lanes from the main lines.
Quality. Do this one.
Members, hey, I'm in a bad situation.
I like to be able to
here.
see the side sometimes so we can see the driver, but
like this,
who's
allegedly willing to steal a car and get in a pursuit with authorities. The other issue, of course, for authorities is, how hard, how close do they get in this pursuit? Do they back off? Right now, it seems like they're maintaining a fairly safe distance as the suspect. As you said, Scott, up and down, but staying in that carpool lane for the most part.
Yeah, and it's interesting, in a lot of cases on a stolen vehicle like this, if they have enough information, they'll just let the individual go and they'll say, hey, we'll catch him later, especially if he just gets too dangerous for the public. Now, CHP seems to be a little more aggressive than, say, the LAPD or the LA County Sheriff's Department, and for the most part, they back off on the pursuit a little quicker than the CHP does. Not certain exactly why, but that's sort of what we have observed. But at this point in time, it doesn't appear the patrol cars behind this individual have any direct influence on whether they drive fast or slow. They just seem to do that without cause. And so I think that's why they're still on this on the freeway. They have the air unit overhead.
Lost fun with Mel.
And, we're down into the San Clemente area here pretty soon, so we will have some issues as far as the Camp Pendleton airspace that you mentioned. Long Rifle, we have to get a hold of them and see if they're going to give us clearance through. If they do, we can continue south. I'm not even sure how far south we go into San Diego on a pursuit like this. It's something above my pay grade. Somebody have to figure that one out. But right now, there's no indication that this will stop because of traffic. There's no indication up ahead as I look for several miles that this individual will have to slow down because of traffic. Right now, the volume is very light on the freeway, 5 freeway southbound. We're in San Juan Capistrano, coming up on San
Traffic
Clemente.
looking amazing in Cali for some reason.
And traffic doesn't look too bad, Scott. He's got a lot of room to work with, and that's probably helping authorities in determining
that should
how
look
to
better
deal
than Florida. I bet you 95 is not that clear right now, the turnpike. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's probably not that bad. Midday, actually.
The traffic was just jam-packed right now, and this vehicle was swerving in and out of traffic and really making it dangerous for the motorists out on the freeway. I think the patrol cars would back off. Even the helicopter may climb a little bit, maybe give the driver of that vehicle some sort of sense that they're not behind him anymore and see if that made it a safer situation. But with what we have going on right now, there's really no indication there's much danger to the public on our freeways here on the 5 freeway southbound. Close. And I think that's why the patrol cars are still behind it, and they haven't gone, to a tracking mode, which we've seen so often in the past. But, the real issue, John, I think, is who's in there, right? I mean, you see a minivan like this time of day. I mean, you could have children in there. I mean, you could have a lot of people in there. You just never know. And with the windows blacked out like that, it's going to be hard even for CHP to really tell for certain. I think they have a much better idea than we do. And it looks to me, John, like there's no passenger in the front seat from what I can tell. And we get a little bit of a view of the driver there.
Yeah, the back seat, though, is hard to see with those tinted windows. The sign, by the way, says Fit for Life. And I'm looking at their Instagram page right now. It looks like perhaps some type of fitness company.
Or people, adults.
This pursuit started in the LAPD's jurisdiction in the Newton area and now making its way to the San Diego, Orange County border. It's heading pretty far south. And as far as we know, one person in the vehicle. We believe it's a stolen vehicle, and authorities are pursuing it for that reason. But again, pursuit speeds have ranged from 100 miles an hour, 105 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour, up and down. And the suspect now,
you can see the
suspect now right about 80 miles an hour as that person continues to head south. Yeah, that was a little close there.
Yeah, and that's the first time since we've been overhead we've seen the suspect try and get around vehicles. Most of the other vehicles in the carpool lane just got out of their way. And so that was a pretty tight squeeze. I mean, obviously from this angle and with a shot compressed like that, it looks a little closer than it actually was.
Kind of bobbing back and forth.
But certainly now we see acceleration up above 100 miles an hour, 110 now. So it's really erratic. This individual is certainly going through a lot right now, trying to figure out exactly what they want to do. And as you mentioned, John, a lot of times they're on the phone with somebody. They may even be on the phone with somebody who's talking to the police. We've seen that in a lot of cases when you have someone with, some sort of mental disability that takes the car. Maybe they're not supposed to. Not saying this is the case here, but in many situations like that, we've seen it where they're talking to a loved one and the loved one's talking to the police and saying, hey, be careful,
motorcycle.
That kind of thing. But we're seeing some dangerous speeds, and we saw the suspect, swerve in and out of traffic. I don't see much traffic coming up ahead, and it doesn't look like we've got some issues, and we've got to try and really figure this out. So I'm going to turn my mic down and get back to you in just a moment, John.
Okay, Scott. Yeah, this pursuit taking place on the 5 South now, approaching the Camp Pendleton area. This started in the LAPD's jurisdiction, the Newton Division near South Central Los Angeles, and CHP has now taken over this pursuit. You can see speeds right now around 95 miles an hour. We believe one person in the van. We're not sure of that, but the windows are very tinted, but it looks like one person at least in the front seat, nobody else, and that person, authorities believe, has stolen this vehicle, and that's how this pursuit started. The sign on the side of the vehicle is Fit for Life. I'm looking at their Instagram page. It appears to be some type of fitness company that the van was taken from. But nobody injured so far. That's certainly good news. And authorities pursuing this vehicle. And we're getting word that authorities may try and deploy a spike strip at the Camp Pendleton checkpoint. I believe that's probably the Border Patrol checkpoint in Camp Pendleton on Interstate 5.
Yo, does this go to Mexico?
This could come to an end fairly soon, and we'll try and keep an eye on it. Scott, how are you with the signal situation heading into Pendleton like this?
Yeah, the signal's not going to be our issue, John. We're not going to be able to follow this down to that checkpoint that you mentioned. We may be able to see it from a distance. We can't get to 2,000 feet, which is above the restricted area for Pendleton. And with the weather the way it is, we're not going a mile offshore. If we had an engine problem, we'd have to ditch it into the water, and we don't have flotation devices or personal flotation devices on us right now. And the policy for us is not to fly offshore. So we're going to be restricted to holding it right here around the old San Onofre power plant, and then following this with the camera to the south. And we'll be able to see very close, I think, through the hazy shot here to the checkpoint. It's up ahead probably about 1.5 to 2 miles from where the vehicle is right now. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to go any further south. So we're going to keep this shot up, and we can keep talking about it. It's just going to be a matter, if they do the spike strip, whether or not we'll really get a good look at it. But right now, there's no volume to slow the vehicle. CHP is really kind of backed off with the patrol cars. You see them there. And I'm wondering, do you see I do see LAPD was able to get through. Let's hold in and hover right here, please. They were able to get clearance. Can we stay right here? Okay, I guess for some reason we have to depart, and we're going to have to turn around. So you may see the skid here. I'm not sure when we're going to be able to turn the aircraft back around.
Okay, and for those of you joining us watching that ABC News special report, we are following a police pursuit involving a suspect in what authorities say is a stolen vehicle.
Oh, no.
This started in the LAPD's jurisdiction. It is now CHP that is handling this chase, and it has obviously gone a long distance, speeds varying quite a bit from 35 miles an hour up to 100 miles an hour. We're getting word that authorities may try and deploy a spike strip near the Border Patrol checkpoint on Interstate 5 in Camp Pendleton. And that's what we're approaching that now. They're getting very close to that area right now. But as you can see, Air 7 HD, they can't get much closer than this. They're being held back for flight restriction reasons on the military base. And there you can see that Border Patrol checkpoint, which we're approaching.
Pendleton.
And perhaps the spike strip was deployed. We'll have to get an update from authorities. We really can't get a good picture of it because of, you can see the view is obstructed. But authorities trying to stop this vehicle in this area, a suspected stolen vehicle from the LA area. The company, the sign on the side of the vehicle is Fit for Life. That's the company the vehicle belongs to. And now I'm really I can't really make out anything that looks like a pursuit that's come to a stop. I can see the police vehicle still chasing, it looks like.
Restricted airspace?
From our limited viewpoint on Air 7 HD. So this pursuit does continue into Camp Pendleton now. And we, of course, will continue to follow this story, and we will have updates for you on later editions of Eyewitness News.
Oh. Wow. Why can't we just have one? I mean, it was cool, but why? They shut that one down too? Oh, no. Oh, like KTLA? Oh, let's see. Damn. Cry for me, Margarita. What's her name? Santeria? Maria? Cry for me. Don't cry for me, Maria. Oh no, please don't end like this. No! Cry for me. And everyone has bugged out. We'll see if San Diego stations pick it up. San Diego stations? Let me see. Do I have the app? What's up? Oh, we got some people here on TikTok. Hi. I guess I'm not going to be a TikTok star. Kids app. BlueStacks. I think this might be, I don't know if this is looping. Sometimes at the end of the feeds, they start looping. Let me look at the apps that I have on here. App player. Oh, I don't start that bullshit. Forgot. Stacks. Get out in front of me. Da, 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 da. It's San Diego, right? I think I have a San Diego app on here. Is it? Oh, that's Houston. Bay Area. Oh, no. That sucks. I guess it's over. I wonder if this guy had the wherewithal. It'd be like we head towards a base or something, restricted airspace. San Diego. What are the apps for San Diego? Let me see. San Diego. San Diego live. See Fox 5. Watch now. What else they got? ABC 10, NBC 7. I think that's the app that I have. NBC 7. Ooh. This is an old feed. See San Diego 7. Download the apps in case in the future. 10, 8, 7, 5. I guess that's it. Let me see if they say anything else on. Nothing else. That sucks. I was so excited. It's live. Well, I could share some of a little bit of the crazy stories that I read into last night, a little bit of it. Oh man, that's such a bummer. I was so excited, so amped up. I'll never get excited again. Sled. Modelos for everyone. Menendez Brothers, Ikemel, did you get my email? By the way, you know that guy, Scott Peterson? It's Verdict Watch right now for that guy. You know who that guy is? Not the one from a long time ago. The one with the shooting. Verdict Watch? He's the cop that they say ran from the school shooting. What, was he a cop or like a... Oh, he's a former school resource officer. And he's been dubbed the Broward Coward. You heard about this shit? He's on trial. Do you think he should be charged for this shit? They call him Broward Coward. Former school resource officer Scott Peterson, and this is a Florida story, on trial for allegedly not following active shooter training during Parkland School massacre in Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in February 2018. Peterson, dubbed the Broward Coward, oh hell no, has been criticized for his actions after surveillance video showed him remaining outside the high school while shots fired inside killed 14 students and 3 staff members. Peterson faces 7 counts of felony child neglect. Ooh, so I was wondering what the charges are. 7 counts of felony child neglect, 3 counts of culpable negligence, and 1 count of perjury. He and his defense team believe the once dedicated officer did nothing wrong. There's another Scott Peterson, because my mother called me the other day and she was like, didn't they charge him a long time ago for killing this woman? I'm like, Ma, no, I think it's a different story about this cop. But she thought they were talking about the other Scott Peterson. Broward Coward. I wonder if there's like a short clip about Broward Coward. Broward Coward. If I just type that in, does it pop up? It pops up. Surveillance video shows armed deputies standing outside the school during shooting. Ooh, shit. Wait, do they actually? I hope they don't show this shit, right? All right, let's check it out. Let's take a look at this real quick. Let's see. Okay. Surveillance video shows Florida Sheriff's deputy going towards the high school building. That's him right there. He and a staff member are seen driving towards the building in a cart. But Deputy Scott Peterson stayed outside with his handgun drawn. During much of the shooting, the camera's view is blocked by a light pole. Oh, but you can see him standing like right there, I guess. but Florida Sheriff's deputy occasionally appears. Or like just chilling. The 54-year-old has retired rather than accept the suspension. He's still being investigated by Internal Affairs. That's rough. The Broward Coward. Oh, man. Unspeakable. Prosecutor delivers powerful opening statements.
February 14th, 2018, actually started out as a rather nice day. It was Valentine's Day. And the weather? Typical South Florida.
Hour long, though. All right. I guess we should call it. I have some stories too that I can share, but I think I'll leave it for whatever next live that we do. The Melly trial. I don't know what's going on in the Melly trial. I haven't checked it out. I think Mo said she was following it. The last thing that I saw was that, and it was kind of funny, that the undercover detective, I think, they made him take his mask off. And I saw Melly was kind of smiling a little bit. So that's the last thing that I checked. I haven't really haven't looked. But I guess I'll end it. I won't drag this out just to drag it out. We have 2 other notifications. So if there's another chase, I'll come on. If there's some breaking news, I'll come on. What I have planned for today, I think right now I'm going to go work out, shower, and then I have a video that I've been working on for a while. I'm actually editing that video. I think I'm going to work on that video when I come back. And if there's some breaking news or something worth like jumping on for the stream, I'll jump on. I'll be around. I will be around for sure. I have a couple of stories though that I've been sending to myself. I would actually it's better because I stayed up to like 5 a.m. I was watching these weird. There's some interesting shit. But what I think I should do is pull up a little bit of information on the little stories that I'm going to share from the other channel so I can talk more about it and familiarize myself. Because there's some interesting stuff, I think, at some point. Kind of like I did these last couple of days where I was sharing stories. I'd like to pull up some information about it and read a little bit. So, you haven't showered? No, hell no. I woke up. I woke up late. I slept in, woke up, made breakfast, got on the phone with Mo, and my plan was I was about to go work out and then go take a shower, but this happened. So, all right, love you guys. I'll probably be back later. We'll see. All right, have a great day. Take care. Peace. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop. Subscribe. Hit the like button.